So this came out today. There's a lot on, nuclear bombs. Um, I don't think it's something people should be scared of. I don't. I think that much of this is meant to scare people. But this, I'm going to say several things about this. The first thing I'm going to say is this is a result of our science. Yes. President Eisenhower warned about the military industrial complex. Yes, we should not know. So I'm an 80s kid, I'm a Gen X kid. So we were brought up always having to fear that the Russians were going to, shoot off a nuclear bomb. Yeah, but the only people that did it was us when we did what you could call a limited attack on Japan. Yeah, our sick military at the top. I'm talking about the top. I'm talking about the corrupt generals that have been involved in the science. And then the science, a disgrace they are. This is what man does. This is what stupid, higher educated, that have no ability to have any reflection into themselves or what they're doing do. And yet we have, everybody wants to fight about, like left, right. It's like, I'm so sick of that one. And everybody wants to defend any Republican. Do you ask yourself why they say that they want to support Israel? Like, the world itself is not in a stable place in many ways, most especially America. So when you start wanting to send money and you're doing it on this biblical values idea, because the way that Mike Johnson and Lauren Boebert and many people on the Republican side feel this is why they stand with Israel is because those are the chosen people. Yeah, that's if you want to just stick with the Old Testament. But Jesus said something different. He said there is no Jews, there's no Greeks, everyone's the same. So apparently, those people in Congress who stand on these biblical values, they stand on the Old Testament values, first of all, not wanting to really look at the fact that why did the Holocaust, was God protecting the people? No, he wasn't. And I've said this before, it's because, in my opinion, seems just obvious based on reading the Bible and what God said would happen if you turned your back on him. All the destruction that really happened during the Holocaust, unfortunately, again because of believing false leaders. So they want to stand with Israel, and I'm not saying anybody's an enemy, I'm just saying that it's almost as if the Republicans are trying, with the Democrats too. Again, though, the Democrats are a lost cause. There's no help there. But it's almost as if they want to create a war, in my opinion, by saying, saying that yes, Israel should go and gut out the Middle East of Hamas, and it's like why would people that are supposedly biblically driven push that when the world's not very stable right now? It's kind of it's in a free for all state. It doesn't seem like it's a very responsible thing to do, but then I don't think that we have responsible, intelligent, or truly biblical motivated leaders in Washington. Yes, I'll say it. Because otherwise they shouldn't be. Because by them wanting to send our money to Israel, it's not just a disgrace. They're letting us know, no, we stand with the chosen people in Israel. We don't stand with the American people, which that's who they're supposed to represent, but apparently they don't. And that's who the media represents too. They're totally on the wrong side. I don't care how much biblical garbage they want to spew. They are wrong. They are wrong. But I think more they do it because they want a war. Because they all serve the military-industrial complex. I mean, when you serve the very science lobbyists and the very lobbyists that you have that now have caused such destruction in this country, that have done gain-of-function research, that have caused nothing but havoc in the world because of weaponry, because of science and their research and their experimentation. then when you serve those damn lobbyists, then we, the American people, we're the ones that suffer. And nobody in Washington, on the right or the left, if you need to hold on to this hope with them, then by God, do it. I've said before, hold on to whatever hope you can. But I don't believe any of them, because I think it's irresponsible for Mike Johnson and Lauren Boebert to say, yes, we fully stand with Israel. Now, again, Mike Johnson's biggest lobby donor is the American Israel Committee. So, of course, he would say that. But he doesn't work for the American people. And everybody wanting to act like that he stands on biblical values. No, he does not. No, he does not. None of them do that say that, oh, we're standing with Israel. Why? I'm not saying you should stand against them. I'm saying you should work for the people in your country. I don't think that's too much to ask here. I really don't. Really don't. Because you've played this game on the American people, that you are doing this because we have to. It goes back to the Bible. It does not go back to the Bible. If you truly think about the Bible, if you truly care about the Bible, Mike Johnson or Lauren Boebert, then I would encourage you to look at what God said in the Old Testament would happen to those that turn their back on him. Yeah, and then think about the Holocaust and see if that lines up. And then see if you're really on God's, if you're following God's word, let's say. But besides that, this whole idea that let's just send them money because they are the chosen people. No, Jesus said, there's no Jews, there's no Greeks, all are equal. So I'm just wondering, this whole chosen people thing is getting old in my book. Again, God, if you're going to strike me down for that, but I don't think so. We're supposed to follow the New Testament. So, yeah, nuclear bomb map shows impact if Biden's new weapon dropped on Russia. Look, these people are so dirty and so tied to corruption that the only thing that worries me is that they would let nukes fly. So here's, if you really want to know what happens, nuclear war, it's the end of all wars. It is. It's the end of civilization as you know it. And those that are left, go watch this movie. This came out in 1983. Yeah. It was like, your movie of the week thing. Yeah, terrified the entire country. It did. In a way, I guess you could say a healthy fear, but I don't know too, really. It's not a good ending. It's not the best part of the movie. Is just the Americans living their life in the beginning before all the missiles go off. Because really, once one country sets off their nukes, then everybody sets them off because they know it's annihilation. But do you know who gets to live during that and doesn't suffer? Well, the president and the people closest to him and Congress. Yes. Hiding in secret underground bunkers, eating wild birds and pets, and saving secretaries but not wives, how government elites plan to survive a nuclear attack. You may think this is a joke. No, it's not. Let me show you. One of the most famous secret bunkers is located under the White House. It was built in the 1950s and was first used on 9/11. This underground tunnel system that led to a bomb shelter was constructed during the Truman administration. The system also connected to the West Wing and the East Wing. The U.S. government built a series of nuclear bomb-proof bunkers to help the nation's leadership survive an attack and remain in a position to order retribution. The Raven Rock military complex is just 6 miles from Camp David presidential retreat. It was designed as an alternative to the Pentagon, another underground for the elite and our politicians. Another bunker is located at Peters Mountain, is buried underneath the Appalachian Mountains. Hundreds of officials can live there to keep the nation running smoothly in case of a crisis. And several facilities such as NORAD near Colorado Springs are built, hollowed out of mountains to increase protecting those that are in the most highest of positions. So doesn't bother Mike Johnson or anybody because they can hide.